Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Taco Semenya, your startup coach. So, as I promised in the previous video, please do go watch the previous video where I was sharing the experience from the pitching event that I have attended and actually got picked as one of the SMMEs to move to the next stage. So I promised you guys to share tips and tricks on pitching or presenting your business idea, your solution, your product, or your service. So when we talk about pitching, what is pitching? What is presenting? How can you, in a simple way, define pitching? So pitching is selling your ideas to investors or selling your ideas to someone who is interested or selling your idea to someone who has a need and your business idea or your product actually solves the idea for the person. So basically that's where you sell your idea, let us know more about the product, the solution, the impact and all that. So that is pitching, and there's something that we call also an elevator pitch, which is a very short pitch whereby you meet with investors or potential investors in an elevator or a lift, as we call it. So you only have 30 seconds because you don't know where this person is gonna get off the elevator, maybe on the second floor or what. So between the time you're getting into the elevator and the time the person gets off, you should have at least shared everything about your business. What do you do? What problem do you solve? And how much do you need or as investment from the person within the 30 seconds? That's what we call an elevator pitch. And then we have other pitches like your normal pitching competitions, where we are usually given about 3 minutes, if we are lucky 5 minutes, to actually present your ideas. So we are going to be looking into those different pitches, but I'm going to be focusing on presenting on stage, where you have like 3 minutes or 5 minutes to present. So the first tip to share with you guys is to know your audience. It is very important to know your audience, guys. Know who you are pitching to. Sometimes you may be pitching to investors who are looking to invest. When you are pitching to that type of audience, you actually need to go deeper into the financials. You need to go deeper into the return on the investment. If you are pitching to people like your investors, your banks, or people who want to put their money into something. And then there's other audience whereby like it's just a panel of judges sitting there in front of you. You have a panel of judges where you are pitching to them. That's where you focus mostly on the impact, or rather the value of your solution, the problem you are solving. So you have to look at who am I presenting to and tailor your. You don't really have to change your presentation or your slides or whatnot. You just need to tailor the approach to match the audience that you are dealing with. And something also that you need to do is to start with a catchy hook, something, maybe a phrase or something that's going to stay at the back of their mind as you are presenting and as you unfold other sections of your pitch. Start with something catchy, maybe for example, you are solving an unemployment problem, and then you start with a catchy employment. Imagine how many people are unemployed. Even your sister might be unemployed after completing their matric, but don't worry, I have a solution for you. Something like that. I'm just being creative with this, but at least try to look for a phrase which is going to be catchy, so as when the judges or the audience remember your presentation, there's this hook that they remember, that is at the back of their mind. And another tip also to focus on is to focus on the problem and solution. Remember, that's the reason you are pitching. Focus on the problem you are solving and what solution do you come with that's going to solve that particular problem. And then what else can we look at? Another tip is to, when you are actually narrating the problem that you are dealing with, try to paint a story for us, share a story for us, make it relatable. When I'm listening to you, I can relate, man. Give us context to the problem, tell a story, as they like to advise us as SMMEs when presenting. Like you can say, maybe imagine Tato. Tato is 25-year-old graduate, he is unemployed, he has the skills, but because of the unemployment rate, the economy, what, Tato is now suffering from this. Tato does not have income. Tato this, Tato that, Tato that. But now with this platform that I'm bringing to Tato, Tato will be able to do this. Tato will be able to do that. You are taking me through the journey, the customer journey. You are taking me through how things were before and how things are going to be after. You are painting a picture. You are telling a story by the way you are actually telling me about the problem and the solution, but in a storytelling manner. And then also the very most important part of the presentation is to highlight your value proposition. Please don't skip this step, guys. Highlight your value proposition. What do I mean by value proposition? By value proposition, I mean that you should actually let us know, or let your audience know, what sets your value, or what sets your business apart, what sets your product apart, what sets your services apart, what's unique about you. Why should we go with you instead of another person? Why should we go with Tato Semenya instead of going with who and who? Why Tato? What's special about me, or what's special about what I'm bringing to the table? What's the value in the experience it took, the years I've put into this thing? I've been studying, I've been developing myself, I've been also developing the product, I've been attending courses, I've been doing all that it takes. I've been putting time into what I've been doing, compared to someone who comes with just a concept that's not tested. There's no research behind it, there's no data, there's no stats. So you see clearly I have a different value proposition to that person. What sets us apart? I have the experience, I have the practical work, I have the I have also the awards that I've been winning. I've been winning hackathons, I've been winning pitching competitions, I've been invited as a judge, I've been invited as a mentor multiple times. So that's what's gonna be setting me apart compared to a person who only has an idea. So that's what's gonna be setting us apart. So now do the same thing with your product or your service. What sets you apart? Why should we choose you instead of the next person if you are actually solving the same problem? Or if you have competitors in your sector or industry, what makes your product apart? What makes your product unique? How is it different to the others? How is it better, so that we can actually go with yours? Try to highlight that a lot in your presentation. You may actually do it in different styles. What I like to do is that during the presentation, because I'll be presenting about the platform that I've developed. So what I'll be doing as I share the features, I go a little bit deeper into detail on the features. That's where now I'll be actually tapping into the value proposition. As I explain the platform, I explain the solution, but at the same time, I'm also sharing the value proposition. I'm going to be highlighting how is this thing different, what sets it apart, and all that. But as I go along my slides, I don't actually stop and say, okay, now the value proposition is this. No, I do it in a way that I find unique to others, whereby as I'm sharing the solution, I put those value propositions as I share the features there. So what else should we look at? Well, one thing I like to do, and this is something that people miss because they're trying to make it so perfect. Keep it simple and structured, guys. Very simple and structured, so as there's a clear direction, there's a clear flow. You can start, as I saw on the previous event that I attended. When the person starts to present, they are starting with the call to action, or the ask, or the request. So they'll introduce themselves. My name is Tato Semenya. I'm the CEO and director of Blue Dynamics, which is a software development company. I am asking for funding or investment of 2.5 million for this. You can't start that way, guys. That's not the correct way to start a presentation, or rather the right approach. You can include your ask or request or call to action earlier than later, but not exactly at the beginning. Firstly, we don't know what's your solution, what are you doing, what impact are you going to have. So by giving you this 2.5 million, are you actually going to bring valuable impact, or you are just going to do a product which is a luxury or not really, yeah, it's just a luxury to people. It's not really a need. It's not solving real pain points. You haven't took me through all that, but you're already asking for money. So don't do that, guys. And as much as I like to keep it simple, white background and all that, what's this? Add visuals and make it engaging. You know, like when you see a slide full of text there, it's kind of old-fashioned and boring. So try to include at least visuals there and there. There's a picture, there's a clip art, there's a vector illustrating the particular slide you are at. And also what you need to do once you have all your slides, you have all your presentation prepared, you must actually practice, guys. Especially if you are doing a timed presentation, usually 3 minutes for us. Try to practice, time yourself, see that you can actually do the presentation within the specified time. If not, see what you can cut out and what you should add or things like that. Try to maneuver around the time, but actually practice alone. If possible, also practice in front of people. Ask for feedback, incorporate that feedback into your presentation. Practice so that when the final day comes, you are now prepared. And one other thing with presentations, let's say you do have 3 minutes of presentations, they are now going to add 2 minutes to that for the judges. They're going to add 2 minutes for the judges to ask questions. Usually after presentations, there are a few questions they want to ask, maybe something that they did not hear during the presentation, or some clarification on certain things. So another tip that I would like to share is to handle Q&A session effectively. Sometimes when you're answering questions, it also says a lot. These people or your audience or your investors or whoever you are pitching to, they can actually tell if this person knows what they are talking about. Basically, this person really did the research, this person really knows the ins and outs of the industry that they are in. For example, I'm in IT, working with body AI and whatnot. If they ask me about certain AI models, even though I don't know exactly about that certain AI model, but I should at least have an idea of both machine learning, your computer vision, your conversational AI, things like that. I should at least have an idea. NLP, I mustn't just be blank, but I say my platform uses AI, whereas I don't know anything about AI. At least be clued up about what you know, about the industry that you are in, the problems that these people actually face. For example, I'm solving an unemployment issue, especially for unemployed graduates. I've actually been in that situation. I've been a graduate, couldn't find a job for about a year and a half. I was an unemployed graduate. I know the actual issue. I've been part of this issue. I've been in it. I've been in those shoes, and that's why I have the basis to say this is what can actually solve our things, because I took myself out of that situation, but I believe I can help others also come out of that situation. And then also another tip I'd like to give you guys is that you should try to be more confident. Don't be too cocky, but just try to be confident when you present your solution or your idea, especially when you're pitching on stage. You should own the stage, because all these people are now quiet. They are listening to you. You are in charge now. So you actually need to be present. Your presence must be felt. Utilize the stage. Usually we present in very huge stages. Utilize the stage, especially with these wireless mics, where you can actually go around, as you present. Use your hands. That's one thing I like to use. I like talking, using my hand, just to make the presentation engaging to the users. So just be confident. Don't go there and present as if you are tired or you are not sure about this thing. You are just testing. You should be confident in a solution. Show us that you know what you are talking about, and you actually have the skills to do what you say you're gonna do. So that is it, guys. Until the next video, those were the pitching tips that I had for you guys. Please like, share, comment, share with someone. Maybe you might not be presenting or pitching anytime soon. Share with your friends. Coach Semenya, out.